Okay, this is the video on 5.5. This is when we're going to construct a square inscribed in a circle and a centroid inside a triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and put the sheet down here where we're going to do this. So our first step here is to draw a diameter through the circle. So that the definition of a diameter is a segment that goes from both sides of the circle through the center of the circle. So this is a diameter. We're going to draw that first. And the 2 points on either side of this we're going to name A and B. Now the next step of this is we're going to bisect segment AB using our compass and straight edge. And when we did this in the first lesson, we are going to put our compass straight edge bullseye on point A, and then we're going to move our slider beyond halfway. So we want to be able to see that center of the circle because we want to be more than halfway here. We're going to create an arc here, and then we're going to pick this up. Let's go ahead and create the arc. Then we're going to pick this up, and we're going to create another arc without moving our compass straight edge. We're going to create another arc over here that is the same distance away. So this was our point B. Now this point of intersection here and here, those 2 points we're going to draw a line through, which should go directly through the center of our circle as well. So this is what we call a perpendicular bisector. So it went straight through the center, formed a right angle here, and this segment here and this segment here are congruent because it's a perpendicular bisector. Now we have 2 more points. We're going to call this point D. We're going to call this point C. Now we can go ahead and draw our square from D to B, B to C, and so on. So one of the other things we know about a square is that it has congruent sides and it has right angles. Because if you recall from the last unit, a square is both a rectangle and a rhombus. So once we get done drawing this square, we are then going to put tick marks on all the sides indicating that all the sides are congruent, and I think everybody knows that a square has congruent sides. And then we're also going to put right angle symbols. We're going to put a tick on every side like this, indicating that all 4 of those sides are congruent. We're also going to put right angle symbols on all of our angles, showing that these are all right angles. That's what tells us this is a square. Our second construction that we're making for this lesson is constructing a centroid in a triangle. So now it says we're going to start with a triangle, and we're going to construct the bisector of the line segment for every side. So we're going to find the bisector of AC, we're going to find the bisector of BC, and we don't have to find the third one, but we're going to do that here just for example's sake. So what I'm going to do first is, because this is the same thing we did up here, so we're going to find the bisector of segment AC. So once again, we're going to put our point on the end here. We're going to go beyond halfway. We're going to create 2 arcs here. So I'm going to create an arc here. Let me go a little further down. And we're going to put this on C as well, and we're going to create an arc over here. Now where these 2 arcs intersect, we're going to put our compass straight edge, or our straight edge on that, and we're going to mark a point right here. So this is the midpoint of AC. So we know that A to this point is congruent with from this point to C. Now we're going to draw what's called a median. Now median is a segment that goes from the center of one side, or the midpoint of one side, to the opposite angle. So we're going to draw a segment here, and it's called a median, that goes from the center of a side to the opposite angle. Now I'm going to do this with another side over here. I'm going to do it with BC. So I'm going to once again put my bullseye on the one of the vertices here, and I'm going to draw again another arc. I'm going to pick this up from here. I'm going to put it on B, draw yet another arc. And I'm looking for the intersection of these 2 arcs. When I find the intersection of these 2 arcs on this side here, it's right there, That's again my midpoint of side BC, and I am going to draw a segment from the middle of that side to the opposite angle. This is another median. Now I could stop right here and find the intersection of these two lines. It's right there. That's my centroid, but just for the sake of illustration, I'm going to go ahead and bisect the third side. So here again, I'm going to put it on A. I'm going to go a little bit beyond halfway, and I'm going to do this one with a black pen just so you guys can see the difference. So I'm going to draw an arc here, and then I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to put it on B. I'm going to create another arc over here. Oops, making sure that they intersect. Gotta put this back on A, didn't make my arc big enough over here. So we're going to do this again, up there. So again, these points of intersection right here are going to show me where the middle of this side is. And again, I'm going to draw from the middle of the side to the opposite angle, and this is a median. So now where these three medians intersect, and if you notice, they do all three intersect the same place. We got this red line here, we got this blue line here, we got this black line here. So where the three of them intersect, that is my centroid. Again, I could have done this with just the intersection of two medians, but I wanted to verify that I had my point in the right place. So this is how you construct a centroid.